Radar Scope! Experience the evasion of the sonic gamma raiders with supernatural laser sound. Oh, awesome. Looking over at the flyers over in the flyer archive, I'll put a link down in the show notes so you can go check this out. I love the story that Nintendo put with this game when it came out in the US back in the 1980 or early 80s or so. And it reads like this, pretty awesome. As captain of the Sonic Spaceport, you must defend your station against alien gamma raiders, which attack with a vengeance and swiftly retreat into formation. Your mission is to destroy 48 enemy gamma ships before there's a total disintegration of all your spaceports. You counterattack with a rapid-fire laser blaster, which zooms the laser over the three-dimensional field of curving vectors and intercepts the enemy. The lower on the radar screen that you can destroy a gamma raider, the more points you earn. But be careful. Exploding decoys can damage the spaceport and reduce the laser blaster's firing speed. Radar Scope's exclusive damage meter will light up as damage is incurred, and when fully eliminated, will weaken your offensive powers. To reverse this, attack and destroy all remaining gamma raiders. I love that. That's so awesome. I remember when I first saw this game at my local arcade. I want to say it was probably in the early 80s, probably 81, 82, somewhere in there. I loved shoot-'em-up games like Space Invaders and other games like that. So I definitely wanted to give this game a try. I actually enjoyed this game, although from what I've read online and some of the articles from the period, I guess this game didn't do very well in the United States. It did really good in Japan, though, but not so good here. Which, I guess this game's not for everyone. It's one that I really enjoy and I still like playing today on my MAME emulator. It's pretty challenging for me, which is probably why I like it. I think the main thing I like about this game is the 3D effect and how the UFOs fly down the screen and then they curve back up and fly back into formation. Some really great animation effects in here. And plus, there's some really great sound effects. There's one level, which I think is level 3, which has the yellow UFOs that make a really cool sound as they're flying down the screen. I love that sound effect that they do. And of course, as you progress through the game, it gets more and more challenging where those little UFOs start to dive bomb you. If you do a glancing blow on a UFO, it'll catch on fire and it'll start flying to the screen to smash into your base. And you'll see the damage meter across the top will slowly increase the more that you get bombed or you get rammed. And it starts to affect the speed of your cannon and how fast you can fire and all kinds of wild stuff. It's a very challenging game. I can't get very far in it, but I still like to play it. It's pretty cool. If you listen really close to the sound effects, I'll be quiet here so you can listen to them. You'll notice that they sound a lot like some of the sound effects out of Donkey Kong. Well, the reason for that is Radar Scope was reworked by Shigeru Miyamoto into Donkey Kong, which became a huge success for Nintendo. So I think it's kind of awesome that they took this existing arcade game and they made a totally different game out of it using the base of this into a beloved arcade game that's known the world over. That is pretty cool. So a lot of these old Radar Scopes, they got reworked into Donkey Kong machines back then. I've not really seen one of these in an arcade except for one, which was at a small arcade I visited years ago. I want to say back in the 90s or so, when I was out on a job, I found this small Mom and Pop arcade. I want to say it was down in Georgia somewhere, Macon, Georgia, or somewhere around in there, where they had a Radar Scope, and I got to play it again. It's the only time I've ever seen this game. I actually wouldn't mind having like the cocktail table version of this to have in my house, keep out my room as a table or something like that. Be kind of cool. I've never seen the cockpit version of it. From pictures I've seen, it looks really cool, which you can see pictures of it over on that Arcade Flyer archive. Anyway, what are some of your thoughts on Radar Scope? Did you ever see it in the arcades back then? If so, what'd you think of it? Have you tried it recently? Have you tried it on MAME or anything like that? What are your general thoughts on the game? I actually see a port of this made like for the Atari 2600 or maybe the Atari 5200 or something like that. I think it'd be kind of pretty cool to do that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Oh look, I said a high score. Let's put my name in. Awesome.